What's up, guys? Justin Morgan here, Carved Up Vegan Muscle, and today we're talking about the subject of fasted cardio, meaning you are waking up in the morning and going and doing cardio immediately in an attempt to burn, without eating anything, in an attempt to burn more fat than you would otherwise. A lot of people ask about this question. A lot of people at the Vegan Bodybuilding and Fitness page on Facebook ask about this topic, and a lot of people give really bad advices in response to it. In fact, I'm not real fond of a lot of those Facebook forums and the advice that I see people giving, because I'm not really one of those people that's like, everything has to be scientifically backed up and we need research before you make a comment. That is not, I'm not into that per se. But if somebody says something and then there's strong evidence to suggest that what they're saying really isn't valid, then I think that, it's worth taking a look at. But in terms of actual fasted cardio, there has been research to look at if there is a benefit to doing cardio in a fasted state as opposed to doing it in a fed state, or you've eaten a meal at some point in the day prior to that. And a lot of people really push this, and I just could not disagree more that there is a benefit to it. I just don't see it. And what the research has indicated is that when you do fasted cardio, you have a tendency to burn more calories from fatty acids, to utilize fatty acids as opposed to using like glucose or glycogen that has been stored. And we thought, or for a long time, or for a while, people thought, it gave this idea that if you did cardio in a fasted state, that means that you would burn more fat. But much like with dieting, when we started to realize that eating in a caloric surplus, or eating in a caloric deficit, it really didn't matter if you ate more calories from fat or protein or carbohydrates. The only thing that really seemed to matter was that people were in a caloric deficit. Much to the same way when we looked at people that were doing fasted cardio and we did control groups and said this person's going to do cardio in a fasted state, this person's going to do cardio in a fed state, they did not find a difference over time when the caloric deficit remained the same, or the response remained the same. So if people ate a 300, 400 calorie deficit, they lost weight at the same amount as somebody who ate that same amount of deficit and did fasted cardio every day. It made no difference. There was no benefit to it. So what there has been shown to be a benefit, though, is for people that really have no concept of their caloric intake. They really don't crack that thing or follow that kind of thing. They have found that when people do that, when they do fasted cardio, they end up eating breakfast much later in the day, so they don't consume as much, and as a result, they eat less at other meals later in the day too. Because if you eat your breakfast later, then you feel fuller during your lunch, so you have a tendency to eat less, and possibly that may even carry over into like snacks and dinner. You may not feel like having a snack, you may eat your normal dinner, and as a result you end up eating 300 or 400 calories less than you normally would have. So in that way, yeah, you'll probably see more weight loss or fat loss as a result of the caloric deficit, but not as a result directly of the fasted cardio. So I don't really think I have anything else to talk about on that subject. It's just one of those things that I see people saying and carrying on about that, and then somebody swears by it because so and so does it, or this ex bodybuilder that is on 5 grams of testosterone every week does it. Therefore, it must work because they're doing it and they're shredded. No, sorry, that's just not the way it works. That is not a thing. But I don't really have anything else to say on the topic. It's just one of those things that I see. So you guys take it easy. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Remember to like the video if you found it informative. Go out there, look. There's websites like examine.com that compile research and look at those things. I don't necessarily always agree with their conclusions, but the research itself is always well documented and cited there. So it's worth taking a look at too. Educate yourself. Don't take my word for it. Go out and look it up for yourself. Google Scholar is a great resource. Not necessarily Google itself, because then you get a lot of opinions, a lot of doctors that have an opinion, even if they have no idea what the research says on it. But when you go to Google Scholar, it kind of limits it to peer-reviewed research, and you're able to kind of look at it. And even that doesn't necessarily always mean it's going to be right either. There may have been something in there that was written with strong bias, so you have to go in and actually read the article. You can't just go to PubMed and read the abstract or the overview, the summary of something, and just trust that it's going to be true. You need to go in and read the research and do it if you want to be well informed on those subjects. So I'm carrying on now. You guys take it easy, and I'll talk to you next time.